Hello, you amazing ladies and gentlemen from across the world. This is your pal Edward Deere speaking. Thank you for tuning in to our legendary Boss Ladies Summit. Now, I'm here chilling out early. We're going to have some great panelists join us as we're here today. I just want to say a big thank you. So, whether you're a dude, you're a lady, doesn't matter from across the world. Then, what we do is every month we do this live stream talking to some amazing ladies, talking about different topics of women's empowerment. And I know I'm a dude, but they elected me to represent you legendary ladies and on it. So it's a great pleasure to have you all with us. So feel free to kick back, grab yourself a coffee, a tea, a beer, a glass of wine, whatever you're into. It's just such a pleasure to have you with us. The way live streams work, sometimes it's just me ranting and raving, and sometimes we have a stack of panelists, but we'll see what happens. And while we're here and it's just you and me, we're going to talk about some cool stuff. And the first thing I want to talk to you about is abundance mindset and financial empowerment. And this is a real interesting topic, abundance mindset and financial empowerment. Because whenever we talk about abundance mindset and financial empowerment and money, you get a lot of negative reactions. And a lot of people, I think it brings up a lot of guilt in people. And I've certainly felt this before. I think a lot of people, especially ladies, as tragic as it is, it's true, feel a lot of shame when it comes to money. They haven't earned what they want. They haven't created what they want in life. And you know what? It doesn't matter. And I'll explain to you why. And I've seen this actually. I've met rich kids with millions of dollars lose it all. And I've seen hundreds, if not thousands of people with nothing build legendary businesses and become very wealthy. When I say wealthy, not just money, wealthy in all areas. And to kick off the discussion, we've got one of our panelists in today. She's a great friend of ours, Christina Davey. I actually spent the day with her yesterday in running the Meetup Centre. Great to see you. Oh my God, Christina, how are you today?
Hi, Edward. I'm really good. Thank you so much. I'm still kind of riding the wave from yesterday. It was such a good turnout. So much buzzing energy at your meeting as well as mine afterwards. Gosh, I love those first Fridays of the month. It's really, really good to be there.
Yeah.
And it's good to be here today.
Oh, it's amazing. And it actually paves the way because we're talking about abundance mindset and financial empowerment. And it's so good to have you with us. And it's interesting, as you heard me prefacing before, to a wonderful audience around the world, like, share, comment if you are watching, to wonderful friends and audience across the world. Whenever you talk about money, it brings up a lot of shame, brings up a lot of negative emotions. And just to put everyone's mind at ease, I was a homeless veteran at the age of 30. I've run out of money plenty of times. I'm not proud of it, but it is what it is. Now, again, abundance mindset. I'm going to ask you two questions to kick this off, Christina, and we'll react as other panelists come in. Now, firstly, before I talk money, I want to talk abundance mindset. What does abundance mindset to you, amazing Christina Davey?
Well, as you talk to me about this topic, I was sitting with it, and wonder like what is really abundance to me. And what I realized is for me, abundance equals resourcefulness. So if I am no matter what circumstances I'm in, if I am being resourceful,
Well, Christina, I
if
think we
I'm not
lost you.
resourceful, then I won't be able.
Oh, sorry, lost your audio for a second, but carry on. It's catching up. Sorry, carry on.
Oh, okay, so I was saying that for me, abundance equals resourcefulness. Resourcefulness means that no matter what circumstances you are going to be in, you're going to find a solution for it, and that can apply to anything in your life, from relationships, from financial situation, from health, friendships, intimate relationships. So anything of sort, that happens to you, then if you are being resourceful, therefore you are being abundant. What do you think of that?
Oh, I absolutely love it because the bit that I found interesting, and we've had this chat many times, how success and abundance is a composite of everything. And an interesting Steve Jobs reference I want to make is when Steve Jobs, great entrepreneur, when he died, I believe, of pancreatic cancer, he said days before his death quite publicly, I give all my $1 billion away to live longer. And that's such an interesting thing because we've all seen that before, is money and abundance mindset. I saw something interesting on LinkedIn the other day. I actually shared it. Had this interesting graphic where it said, when you're young, you might have all the time in the world but no money. But when you're old, you have no time in the world and lots of money, right? And it was just brilliant. It it was just brilliant because if you're not careful, that's how your life can turn up. And I've seen it, people slave away their whole lives, then they have some money, then they run out of time to do what they want to do. And I think there's just so many crazy things there. And I just think it's cool. What do you think of that amazing Christina Davey?
As you're talking, I was thinking that it really, really depends on the angle that you look at. So you could definitely look at what you don't have, or you could look at what you have, enjoy that, and work towards what you want more of. So, like, if you're young and you have the time, but you don't have the money, I guess abundance in that situation will come to me as, wow, I have so much time to get all this stuff done that I want to, right? And therefore, I'm going to just find someone to learn, what I want to get done and get it done. Yeah. And then if you're older and you don't have the time, but you have the money, what can I do? Like a really abundant question will be, what can I do right now, to enjoy life even more, right? Rather than look at it like, well, I only have this much time, right? Therefore, I got to squeeze too much in it, or like, oh my God, I got to do everything out of scarcity. So how about, what can I do to live life at its fullest? Because ultimately, all we want to do here in this life is to feel a certain way. Everything we do, purpose, relationships, money, the purpose, if you want purpose, everything we do is because we want to feel a certain way. So what's another way that I can feel that same emotion? For me, that's abundance as well. How did you become abundant, sort of like in a tough situation? I would love to know your story.
Oh, love it. And it's funny, it prefaces the next bit. And to actually answer your question, Christina, and dive in a little bit deeper, can I tell you and all our fans across the world a quick funny story? Is that all right, Christina?
I would love to.
Now, I used to live in Western Sydney for a while there, right? Back in the day. And we used to go to Costco all the time. You know, that big legendary, I love Costco, by the way, that big legendary American retailer where, you can't buy a coffee cup. You got to buy like a pallet of coffee cups, right? and I'll never forget this, right? Because one time I was there, I sort of was really thinking about my health, which is obviously a core pillar of abundance mindset. Now, talking money, what was interesting? Costco sells televisions worth $10,000. So you can buy anything from foodstuffs to big TVs worth $10,000. Now, the bit that really impacted on me is they had a special on one of the TVs. Instead of it was 10 grand, it was like 8 grand or 9 grand or something. It's like a clearance they had. And people were walking these TVs out the door, like 9 grand a pop for a television, right? 9 grand a pop. And these people, I could tell they weren't millionaires. They weren't very happy. A lot of them were out of shape. And what it really told me is the priorities of certain people. It tells me, is someone driven by abundance and creating something new, or is someone driven more by comfort? Now, bring it back to me. As you know, I've been working on my health a lot lately. And I've done the same thing with food. I've used food as a means of comfort, and I haven't focused on my own abundance. So that's an interesting story, because the way that it looks at to me is I meet so many brilliant people who are not working to their full potential. Let's say they've got a job 5 times a week. They hate their job sucks. On the weekends, they don't do anything about it. They're complaining. Why not start a business or get a new job on the weekends? I bet you see that all the time, right, Christina?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's, again, talking about empowerment and abundance mindset. It's how you relate to that situation that you have. If you don't have a job, what is it that you do about it? If you don't have a place to live, what is it that you do about it? And as someone dear to me told me one day, this week specifically, how determined are you to overcome this specific situation that you are in right now? It doesn't matter where you are now. I think what matters is, what are you doing about being where you want to be.
Hmm.
Have I lost you?
No,
Are you there?
I'm busy lighting my candle because I like to light my candle before the light something I forgot. And I was just processing what you're saying, because I think we've touched on something that's very relevant to this stream, and great seeing you all today, friends. If you're here, like, share, comment, say hello. Just so many people are in situations they don't want to be in. They'll complain to you about it, but they just don't want to get out of it. They'll say they want out of it, but they're expecting someone to come in and save them. They're not doing it themselves. So I'm just reacting to that hypocrisy, tragic hypocrisy I see on a daily basis.
I think it's also, it might not just necessarily be, sometimes people don't have the skill. And as you mentioned earlier, if they have shame or guilt around it as well, they might not really take themselves to someone to help them out. You know, and I see this in my area of expertise, right? In dating, finding the right person, you know, have a healthier relationship. I see it all the time. People think this is it. They come from a fixed mindset rather than a growth mindset, right? And then if this is it and there's nothing I can do about it, then I'm not really going to look for a way of getting out of this situation. I'm not going to really know what to do, because I keep hypnotizing myself and say, there's nothing I can do. This is out of my hands. This is, you know, this is it. This is it. And they stay there. So I think if you grew up with parents who told you this is it, this is life, this is life. Do you remember that? You know, there's some people, I used to meet them before, you know, this is life, there's nothing you can do about it, right? And I'll be like, yeah, there is. What do you mean there's nothing you can do about it? Of course there is. But becoming abundant is becoming resourceful, finding a way out. And sometimes we don't have the skill or the awareness to get out of that situation. And that's when we got to really ask someone else, isn't? So abundance equals who you know and who you have around you as well, because sometimes you might not know how, but you could be connected with someone that knows the how, or knows how to, you know, they can introduce you to someone else that knows the how. What do you think of that?
I love what you said before, and there's actually a term which you hear a lot online, especially in politics. It's called being black-pilled, and you're making a reference to that. Have you heard the term being black-pilled before?
No. Yeah. Tell me about it.
So again, it's as it sounds. A white pill means that you are inspired, you're focused, you know you can create change, whatever it is, be it change in you, society, whatever. Black-pilled is exactly what you were talking about, is that what I would call a defeatist attitude, the opposite of abundance mindset, where it's saying, look, I can't earn any more money, that's my job, right? Look, I can't get out of the situation, that's it. I can't do anything, because it's totally, you just can't do anything about it, right? So it's that very black pill, defeatist. It's the direct opposite of what we're talking about today. And I've had points in my life where I felt like that. I know we've had this chat about, like, again, talking relationships as well. You know, you might be in a relationship that you feel like, I'm stuck with this person, or I can't get out of it, right? Or whatever it is. Or I'm stuck on my own and I'm single and I can't meet anyone, right? So I think it's that defeatist attitude. And I think one of the key points of this live stream is, if you're watching this and I've been there, by the way, it's not having a show you, I've been there too. If you're feeling defeated or black-pilled, it's time to take the white pill. And you know what I love about you, Christina Davey? You know one of your traits that I really admire about you?
I'm ready to hear it.
And it's ironic because you're wearing a white jacket as I say this as well, right? You're actually wearing a white jacket as I say this. You're very white-pilled in that, because I've seen you go through everything. I've seen you run out of money. I've seen you make lots of money. I've seen you in relationships. I've seen you outside of relationships. But what I love about you is you've always had that massive abundance mindset. So regardless of whatever stuff has happened to you, Christina, I've always seen you take the white pill. I've always seen you say, you know what, my situation's terrible, whatever, my fault, whatever, but you've always carried on. And I love that level of abundance mindset and resilience. And how did you
Yes, absolutely. Just give me 1 second. I just have someone at the door. Just give me 1 second. I thought with you.
Yeah, no sweat, the Telstra technician. Now, on a funny note, what it actually is that Christina Davey is actually working on her internet right now. And she actually has a technician visiting a bit here and there. But while we're waiting for Christina, and hopefully we'll get some other panelists, otherwise it'll just be the Ed and Christina show, which I've got no problem with, by the way, because Christina does a great job. So here's a big thing. This is one thing I want to say to you amazing leaders out there is if you're feeling negative about life, business, relationships, money, or whatever it is, don't feel that way for too long. I'm here to offer you the white pill, and so is Christina. What I mean by that, I don't mean it's not pharmaceuticals, right? What I mean is that you want to look at your situation, whatever you're in, and see what actions you can take to better your situation. And you're back. Is this your internet saga, Christina Davey? Oh, sorry, I just muted you. I hit the unmute key. Hit the unmute key. I just muted you. Hit your unmute key.
Yes, it's my internet saga. As you know, I've been trying to stay abundant in this situation with the internet. That's for sure.
Yeah. Now, if we lose you at any point, just come back in. Now, tell us about your resilience and where it came from. I've seen you go through many different cycles in different areas. How do you keep bouncing back, and what's your thinking there, Christina?
Well, I think it was, to be honest, I was raised by a mother that was very resilient and very determined. So it really comes, for me personally, it comes from being taught to be this way. Being a fighter, being a warrior, you never give up. You find a way no matter what. You find a way out of your situation, but you've got to be clear on your goal. You got to be clear on what is it that you want. And thank you. I really appreciate you, telling me about this, because sometimes I think we can, while we are into something, going through a difficult time, we tend to forget how abundant we are. We tend to forget how resilient we can be, and we tend to forget how resourceful we can be. But if we don't have money right,
Internet, my friends. You can never trust the internet around here. Internet can be quite tricky, and internet does affect our temporary streams, but the internet does not affect our abundance mindset. Let's try again, Christina. Do we have you there, my friend? No. Well, she does have an internet. We'll grab Christina Davey a bit later. She's obviously dealing with some internet work right now. But I'm just going to carry on Christina's line of thinking and come back to it. And Christina made a great reaction there. She was talking about her legendary parents and her parental influence. I do have a counter for Christina, though, and this doesn't apply to her. I've met plenty of people born with resilient great parents, but they don't carry on that trait. They choose to be soft. They don't choose to be determined, and it just doesn't work out for them. So what I'm going to bring in here, right, is we all deal with certain things in our life, but it comes down to a level of personal choice. So I just want to say a big thank you. Now, checking in, if you come in, smash that like, share, and comment. Sometimes we get heaps of panelists. Sometimes it's just me, but we don't care because we love your work and absolutely here for you. And I'm going to create a few good points, actually, while we wait for any of our panelists to return. Now, one thing I want to talk to you about, and I hear this all the time, is to bring it back to women, because this is Boss Lady Summer. A lot of women will tell me all the time saying, Ed, and I say this all the time, a lot of women will have less money and not earn as much as men. It's a whole discussion for a whole feministic discussion, which I'm not getting into, because that's more of a political debate. So what I'm here to talk about is your abundance mindset. And here's the reset key I want to say to you amazing people. And I can say this because I've actually got a master in NLP. I'm also a master NLP practitioner as well. One of the key things I say to you all is whether you're feeling positive or feeling negative about life or whatever, I invite you right now to hit the reset button. And what I mean by hit the reset button is you can actually mentally draw a line in the sand. And what that line actually means is basically you before and after. So I've had points in my life where I've done things I haven't liked. I've done things that are bad that I don't like, and I haven't taken actions that I wanted to take. And there comes at many points in life where you sit there and you say to yourself, you know what? I'm not embracing the abundance mindset I need. I'm not embracing financial empowerment of what I need. And it's good to draw a line in the sand. So that's one other key point as well. And I hate to say it, a lot of women, rightly or wrongly, for whatever reason, end up with less money than men in life. And my big advice to you, to any of you powerful ladies watching, coming from a dude, right, is absolutely go for it. Wherever you are in life, whether how young or old you are, there's always room to win big. And one story that really inspires me about abundance mindset, two people, I know they're guys, but it makes a point. Ray Kroc, McDonald's, I know he's a bit shonky, but Colonel Sanders, they all made it big later in life, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So whether you're young or old, there is always a great age for abundance mindset, financial empowerment. Now, as a dude talking to amazing ladies across the world, by the way, just come in, like, share, comment, tell me what you think. Here's one of the big things I want to say to you, incredible people, amazing people, in fact, is don't let anyone talk you out of being abundant. Don't let anyone talk you out of seeking financial empowerment. Now, I'm actually going to launch into financial empowerment unless we get any great panels here, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day. Whether we get panels or not, you've always got Ed, right? You always got your man Ed to talk women's empowerment. I think it's quite funny. You got me talking women's empowerment. But then I talk to women all the time, so I'm here to give you, I suppose, the view of women's empowerment from a man's point of view. So here's the big thing I want to say to you, amazing ladies and gentlemen across the world. Financial empowerment. And I'm going to start this with a negative and then go straight to a positive. So apologies for starting with a negative, but it does make the point. I have met so many people, tragically, throughout the years. They're not happy with their job, they're not happy with their finances, or they're not happy with their business, whatever it is. And when the weekend hits, right, they do nothing to solve their problems. I use jobs better by place. So you're working 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, job sucks, don't like it, don't like where it's going. Now, when the weekend hits, they just chill out and do nothing. Now, interestingly, when I had some jobs that I didn't like, I would do the job as best as I could or hold my nose during the week. During the weekend, I would sit there and think, how can I increase my finances? How can I start a business? What can I do to improve things? And here's one of the big things I want to say to you, amazing leaders. Each of us all has some level of spare time. Be it you've already got a business, it's not going where you want to go. Be it you've got a job. Be it you're unemployed or you're finding a job or whatever, right? Or you've started your investment journey, it's not going the way that you want. As Christina Davies said, we need to be resourceful with what I have. And I see so many people who aren't happy with the situation who sit there and waste their weekends. Now, I'm saying two things here. Please enjoy yourself. Please take some time out. Don't burn out like I have. But what I'm also saying is that weekends, after hours, is a great time to build your financial empowerment, because if you get a better job or create the business that you want or the opportunity you want, you can create something that's more scalable for you to have the abundance mindset and life you actually want. So that's a key point I got there. Now, another key point, and if you've got any questions or thoughts, I just want to check in and see what you're thinking. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to jump on LinkedIn. So I've got my phone right here, and just so you know, LinkedIn has been playing up globally. So I've had quite a few people messaging me saying, Ed, my LinkedIn isn't working, I'm having trouble leaving comments. It is that. But there we go, look at that. Beautiful on LinkedIn right here. Right, so I'm just checking in. If you've got any questions, tell me what you think. Hit that like, share, comment. Love to hear your thoughts. And you know, it's interesting, right? I'm not getting comments through StreamYard, but I'm seeing it now. So again, just want to react. We've got Felisa Moffat with, apologies, the comments aren't coming up in StreamYard, it does play up a bit. We've got amazing Felisa Moffat with us. Felisa Moffat, great seeing you. And Felisa made a great point. It's a personal choice, and people just choose to get stuck in a comfort zone. They don't want to step out. And this is one thing, if you haven't connected with Felisa Moffat, I highly invite you to do it. Felisa Moffat's one of our great friends based in Gold Coast in Queensland. And this lady has, I've known Felisa for years now, she's absolutely taken off on what she's doing. And what I admire about her is that I've seen her deal with a lot of adversity, and she has that abundance mindset and positivity. Also, too, we've got Olga Nikiva with us. Big welcome, Olga. Sorry I missed your messages before. I just want to say a quick hello to you, Olga, and there you go. And apologies again, it's StreamYard and the technology's playing up a bit. LinkedIn's having a lot of trouble right now, so I just want to say a big apology to you on that one. If you're watching on Facebook, say hello too. Hopefully I'll get your Facebook comments, but if not, you know I still love you. Now, Olga Nikiva, welcome, Olga, asked a great question, Christina. how do you coach about confidence? How do you go about it? That's a good question. Now, I can't speak for Christina, but I can tell you what I think she thinks and what I think, right? I'll tell you at least what I think. But please speak to Christina afterwards directly, Olga. When it comes to confidence, and this is one of the big things, I used to have a lot of self-esteem and confidence issues, a lot of them back in the day. And I always used to want to become more confident. I just want to become more confident. Now, here's the thing. I got some dark news for you, Olga, and everyone. You can't actually become more confident through trying to be confident. You become more confident through success. So what happens is that if you're not feeling confidence in your life, the only way to become more confident is to take more intelligent risks, have more losses and wins, and then your confidence improves over time. So an example, I run a lot of big events these days, and credit to Lassie as well. We had a great big Sydney meetup yesterday. And I used to feel a lot of lack of confidence in running events. But as I've had bad events and good events, they've all just picked up over time, which is really, really good. And oh my God, and saved by the bell, we got Christina Davey with us. Christina Davey, how'd you go with your internet? Are you back online, or doesn't look like it actually? There we go. No, I think we lost Christina again. That's a problem in this country. We're a big country, and the internet's not working. So, can you hear me all right, Christina? Probably not, actually. Oh,
I can hear.
gotcha.
I can hear you really well. I can hear you really well, but I'm not sure for how long. I'm doing my best here to stay abundant when it comes to my internet.
Yeah. So Christina Davies being tested in real time. She's having her internet destroyed on a live stream, and you see Christina Davey throwing a PC across the room. No, Christina Davey is dedicated to him. That's why everyone loves you, Christina, me included. You just don't care, don't you? You just don't care.
No, I am going to be here. I said I'm going to be here. I am going to make it happen.
Yeah.
And again, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, just a quick one. We've got Olga Nikeva with us. Olga Nikeva asked you a question, and I would love you to continue it. To Christina, how do you coach about confidence? So how do you coach about confidence, Christina, especially to women? Love to hear your thoughts. Should come through soon. Oh, internet. Damn it. Internet.
I think you got to look at this to. All right. So it didn't work. Can you hear me or not?
I'll try again. Well, good. Carry on.
All right. So I was saying that if confidence is the goal, confidence is what you want, you got to look at what prevents you from feeling confident. What is it in a way that makes you think that you can't be confident? And once you identify the root cause, once you identify what's in a way, lack of knowledge. I don't know how. I've never been confident, right? And then I show people how they can get there. Confidence comes from competence as well. Confidence comes from competence, feeling competent to do something. And if we are unfamiliar with something, we don't know the process, we don't know how to do it, we've never been in a situation, let's just see, we could be really confident in making money and not confident to go on a date. We could be confident to show up on a live stream, but not confident to have a baby, right? So what is it that we're not confident about? Because it will be an area that we just need to grow. That's all it is. Confidence is, I'm going to put myself in a situation where I can practice over and over, but with the right guidance as well. How do you feel about that?
I love it, actually. It's, again, we're confident in some areas. We're all different. Confident in some areas. We're so not confident in other areas. And I love the who cares mentality, the one just going for it. I think that's right. And this is there's a funny dichotomy, and this goes against abundance mindset and money, right? So this is a hypocrisy in thinking, which I love calling out, right? And I've been guilty of this too. So the way it goes is this, right? You've always been poor, so what makes you think you're going to make money? You've always been a loser, so therefore what makes you think you're going to be a winner? And I see, so, and we'll talk relationships. So I know it's what you do as to make this point, which very much relates to a mindset, is, hey, none of my dates have worked well. All my relationships haven't gone well. So therefore, I'm not going to meet anyone. It's that whole, I haven't succeeded in this area yet. So therefore, I'm never going to win it. And I know you're a relationship expert, so talk there. I want to use this as an example. I notice you meet women that go that none of their relationships have worked, and then they just think they'll never ever get a relationship working. Tell us more about that, Christina.
Well, it's the same thing with money, right? I've never had money or more money and I can't make it. There's not, this is not for me, right? We take decisions and we identify with it. So in relationships or dating or finding the right person, I met actually a few ladies yesterday. I was talking to them and they said, nah, I don't want a man. I'm fine by myself. We take decisions in one given time when we are facing a really difficult situation. It could be a breakup, someone is hurting us somehow, or we have been through abuse, or we've never had the money. And therefore, we take on the identity of that person. I can't make money, or I can never have a relationship, or I'm not someone that could meet someone else that could treat me with respect, love, kindness, empathy, and compassion. The moment we take that unconscious decision, everything happens. Our energy field it's different, right? So we stay into that mindset. We stay into that sort of restricted view of life, and therefore we become it. But how about
The gods of the internet. Hopefully we'll hear from Christina shortly. Australia needs better internet. But I just want to say I love you, winners. While we're waiting for Christina's internet to catch up, not Christina's fault, I blame technology. What I'm going to talk about really quickly is a great question from Felisa Moffat. And great seeing you. If you haven't connected with Felisa Moffat, please do. And I can see from my phone here. So Felisa Moffat says, you have to stop saying things to yourself that spark the negative. And I'll say it again. You have to stop saying things to yourself that spark negative. It is about an abundant attitude and our mindset. And that's very good. It's funny you say that, actually, because one of the biggest barriers to abundance mindset and financial empowerment, and again, I work with a lot of people in finance, I'll tell you the same thing as negative self-talk, such as, I've always been poor, I'll then continue to be poor. Never had a good relationship, therefore they'd all suck. And I had that viewpoint before I met Lassie. I had a really conquer that viewpoint myself. Just as my previous relationships have failed, doesn't mean my next one will fail. So here's one of the big things I want to say to you, amazing winners, and based on Felisa's comment, which is great about abundance mindset, is whatever negative self-talk you got going on, absolutely stop it. There's a great saying in NLP that says the past does not equal the future. Past doesn't equal the future. So whatever's happened to you in the past, there's always a time to draw a line in the sand and then continue forward. Now, it's an interesting one. I'm not preaching here, but I kind of am. As you know, I'm a Christian. I love Jesus and all that. I actually converted from Islam to Christianity in my mid-20s. Yeah, very old now, a long time ago. Now, what's interesting about it, actually, and this is a saying, and again, not here to preach religion, but a saying for humor's sake, right, and for intelligence sake, is that quite often when you convert to a religion, be it, join Christianity, get baptized or whatever, quite often is they'll even say, I wash away the sins from my past and I start a new life in the journey of Christ. In a way, it's a very, very similar thing. So whatever stuff I've done in the past, I'm now forgiven, it's done, it's washed away. It's time for me to start a new direction. And that's my big invitation to anyone watching on this live stream, be it money, relationship, jobs, business. In my case, physical health, I've been, really dealing, I'm slaying some demons and working on that one lately myself, right? Whatever it is, there's always, doesn't matter, I don't care. I've seen it all before, right? Being an ex-military federal policing guy, I've seen it all. Doesn't matter what you've done previously in your life, there is always time for redemption. There's always time to draw a line in the sand and start again and create something brand new. And while we're waiting for Christina Davey, it's just going to be the Ed and Christina Davey show today, which I don't mind actually. A lot of our panelists are busy, long weekend always does that. I actually want to talk to you about I've got a few more talking points here that I want to go through, a few great things I want to bring up. And I'm going to talk money in particular right now. So I'm just going to focus on financial empowerment for now, because again, that is part of it here. Now, whether you have $100 million in your bank account or zero, this message relates to you and everyone. So let's say, for example, financially, you aren't where you are in life. Let's say you are. You're financially not where you are in life. You don't have the money coming in or the funding you need to do what you want. I appreciate that. I totally vibe you. Here's my big bit of advice to you is you want to start talking to the right professionals and having those conversations to explore how you can improve your finances. So, hey, Ben, good seeing you. Big hello to Ben. Good seeing you. Thank you for tuning in. You are amazing. In fact, I'll just quickly check in. Thank you for tuning in. We're on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and X streaming live. This is the Boss Ladies Summit. Whether we get heaps of our panelists in or nobody, you've always got your man Edwards here talking about that. No, Ben, it's great seeing you, my friend. Great seeing you on YouTube. We're actually streaming on. We've got a stack of people watching on LinkedIn. There you go. But Ben's actually watching from YouTube. But welcome in, Ben. More LinkedIn guys around here. The good thing about streaming now, stream all platforms. Love your work, Ben. You are amazing and keep up the great work. Now, one of the big things that I want to say to you about financial empowerment is you want to really do something about it. So let's say, for example, easy one, your job isn't doing what you want, right? Job isn't going the right way. Time to change jobs. Speak to one of our great friends like Kim Araman or Belinda Paris. One of the great things is get a promotion, get a new job, get something better that'll provide you more money. That's an easy way to say it. You might be spending too much money, which is reducing your empowerment. Get rid of crazy stuff you don't need. Focus on what you need. Third one is, though, and I suppose to a lot of people, and this is more the conversation I can have. I'm not a career coach and I don't pretend to be, albeit I'm quite good at career coaching. But what I tend to talk about a lot with people is what can you do on the side? So if, let's say you've got a business and it isn't going the way you want, how can you shape things up to get more clients and improve your financial empowerment? What can you do? Can you post more on LinkedIn? Can you do more content? Can you create more opportunities? Can you push out more ideas? So many things that you can do. The other side of it as well, and this is one thing that I like as well, is you might even launch a side hustle or something, because a lot of what's interesting is a lot of the people I know who have absolutely successful massive businesses that they built over the past few years, and I've seen them go from zero to hero, right? It all started off with a side hustle. A lot of them were working full time, or they had some money from their parents or whatever. But let's say they're working full time, which is a more common example. But what they did is that with the spare time they had, they used that to create their side hustle. And as their side hustle took off and their business worked, it allowed them to create something brand new. So here's my invitation to you. And let me know what you think in the comments, by the way, as I'm following the comments here on my beautiful phone, which can get upgrades soon, hopefully. August, my phone plays job. Is this. Here's my big thought to you. Is of the spare resources you have, be it the time, money, or whatever, what can you do? What can you do? What can you do to change your situation? A lot of things you can do. Feel free to chat to any of us if you want some ideas, but that's my big question for you as well. Now, talking women, as your man, Edwards here, I'm definitely a man. I identify as a man. I am a man. Totally a man. I talk to ladies all the time, and a lot of ladies have talked to me saying, Ed, I'm not getting what I want in this area. I'm not getting the money I want, not getting the relationships I want, not getting the business results I want. And reacting to what I've heard a few times before, what Christina Day was saying, and Ed, I don't feel confident about it. So one interesting example, and it's kind of tragically funny, is I see men who don't know what they're talking about get up and speak to an audience of people they don't care. You know where I'm going. Then I'll see women who are absolute experts that are terrified of talking to rooms of people. And I'm the first one to come in there and say, hey, listen, legendary lady, you just absolutely need to go for it. You absolutely need to go for it. Okay, that's the first thing that I say. So my big reaction to all you ladies across the world is financial empowerment, abundance mindset starts with the decisions you make. Of your spare time, of your spare bandwidth, what can you do to improve your situation? Okay. What experts do you need to reach out? Now, common pushback I hear is, hey, Ed, I don't have the money to do whatever. I don't have the money to hire people. I don't have the money to do this. So let's say it's your argument, right? I hear this argument a lot. And and I don't have any money. I can't hire all these people and do all this stuff. That's interesting. On LinkedIn Learning, there's heaps of free, cool content. You can watch heaps of free, cool content on YouTube, albeit I like LinkedIn Learning. You can go to free networking events, such as our meetup that we had in Sydney yesterday. We run networking Zooms. There is so much free stuff you can do to give you the ideas to kick off your own journey of success. So that's my big advice to you, to get you all thinking and absolutely in the zone. I was checking in with the panel of me today. I don't mind a panel of me, that's what I'm saying. Now, if you've got any questions or thoughts, pop them in the chat. I'd love to hear it as I'm going through some legendary talking points. And credit to Felisa Moffat and Olga for your great comments and inputs today, which is really, really good. Now, a few other talking points I got here that I really want to touch on. Is this one. Here's a good one. These are the common things that I hear. So let's say there's an area of your life that you know is a bit of a problem. Get some professional help. So for me, my health and fitness is not what it's picking up. Actually, it's doing really well now. But my health and fitness, my weight has not been what it used to be. I've had people help me. I've sought out expert help to help me. Okay. So do you think of an area of your life that you don't have the empowerment or abundance that you need? Seek out a professional or an expert to absolutely help you. We know heaps of them. So if you've got any questions on that, just send me a message. Now, I just want to say how amazing you are and also checking as well. So let me know what your thoughts are and when you're reacting. Now, one of the key things of abundance mindset is how to come back from setbacks. So here's the big thing. A lot of people who are winning or have had a good, this reminds me of a time in my life. Let's say you're doing really well, you're having a huge success streak, you're just winning and winning. You're winning nonstop, you're winning on every level, you haven't had any setbacks. And you just feel like you're invulnerable, you're carrying on. This happened to me once, actually, a few times, actually. What happens is to these amazing people, something really bad happens to them, and then it just breaks them and shatters them. This is how I wound up a homeless veteran, actually. Doing really well, then something big happens, and it just shatters you, right? And you sort of, in a way, you're winning, you have a setback, and then you just lose the game, right? You really, really lose the game. Here's my big bit of advice to say to you amazing people, right? Big bit of advice to amazing people. Actually, my daughter watching this, by the way. So to my legendary daughter who's watching, you're amazing. There we go. So my daughter is watching, and in fact, that actually puts a bit of pressure on me, actually. I was actually doing well on this live stream until I know that my daughter's watching. So there you go. She's putting the pressure on me. We love you, wonderful daughter, right? But here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Have setbacks in your life that really, really, really hammer you and affect you, right? Yes, you can come in, but stay on the light. No, so you're not dressed. My daughter's standing right here, but she's not dressed for the camera. But it's great seeing you. She's busy trolling me on There you go. There you go, darling. Quick, head off now. Head off now. No, she's too awesome. Now, here's the big thing. Big setbacks happen. They hit us hard. They don't feel good. They demoralize us. They tear us apart. It's totally cool. Here's my big advice to you is getting up after setbacks. I hate to say it. I think men do it better than women. I know it's terrible. I know I've said that. I know I'm being a sexist. You know I'm being sexist, but I'm just saying. What I say as a dude, talking to legendary ladies across the world, I talk to women all day, is don't let those setbacks hold you back. Don't let those setbacks hold you back. When you have a setback, you might suck for a few days, you might cry your eye out or kick the cat. Don't kick the cat, we don't support animal abuse, but you know what I mean, right? It's okay. It's okay to have setbacks. It's okay to take losses. But the key thing is that when I especially take a loss, I like to ask exactly how it's going. Now, we've got the amazing Sean Michael with us. So I want to say a big hello to Sean Michael who's joined us. Now, what's funny today is it's funny with these panel shows, right? We do this panel show every month, right? Created by Lassie does a great job. Sometimes we have like all 10 panelists showing up. It's like little faces everywhere. Sometimes it's just me talking. But you know what? I just don't care because I just love you women so much. And I can talk about women's empowerment all day, which is crazy. So, Sean Michael, you have missed a bit. We had Christina Davey on before, but then her internet died. So It's destined to just be me talking to you all today, which I can talk for hours. And also too, Felisa Moffat. So Sean Michael, great seeing you. It's great to see bros. Bro down, say hello, which is really, really cool. Great seeing you all here. I'm actually following the chat on LinkedIn, my phone. And Felisa Moffat has a good one. And Felisa's amazing. Felisa Moffat says this. Paraphrasing, Felisa Moffat is in the process of creating multiple income streams. Great job, by the way. Because each of these different multiple income streams helps Felisa create the life that she wants, helps support her family, helps her, and also live life on your terms. And this is one we're actually going to start. We'll finish the next 5 to 10 minutes, right? But here's the key part that I sort of want to focus on towards the end of this. And this is my final talking point. And I want to finish on this unless we get some legendary boss ladies coming in, right? Which is a lot to give us. So, living life on your terms, and I'll say it again, living life on your terms. Now, we saw this a bit at the start, right? We saw this a bit at the start. Sean Michael, we love you, Sean Michael. Sean Michael makes a great point. And we love you, Sean Michael. Well said. He said something in Japanese, but I want to say it, unless our friend Sumiko or Yoko's watching. Nana Kurobi Yaoki. I hope I didn't swear or say anything disrespectful. I trust you, just kidding. Fall 7 times and rise up 8. That sounds very Japanese. Fall 7 times, rise up 8. That actually, I like that, by the way. Fall 7 times and rise up 8. Now, I suppose if you fall 8 times, you better rise up 9. All right, better rise up 9. But no, this is very true, and this is one of the key topics, and this is something that inspired me, is living life on your terms. So, long story short, I won't bore you with my backstory because this is about you, it's not about me. But sort of made a few mistakes, got really sick from my old army injuries, and I was homeless for at the age of 30 something. Now, what was interesting is that I had quite a successful few years in corporate Australia before that, right? When I started rising up again, I didn't want to do it by being like an employee again. I wanted to live life on my terms. I'll say it again. I wanted to live life on my terms. You're going to say to me, Ed, what's life on your terms? Great question. Life on your terms is understanding that life is short. You're not going to be around forever, and living it your way. And I think when you start thinking about life on your terms, you start automatically diving into abundance mindset and financial empowerment. Sean Michael, we love you, Sean Michael. Sean Michael says one of my favorite Japanese proverbs. There you go. Sean, you know Japan well. I think you just need the katana or something like that, which is very cool. I actually did a bit of karate. I was actually into Karate Kid and that when I was growing up. There's a new Karate Kid movie coming out with Jackie Chan in it. Love Jackie Chan and all, but isn't he from Hong Kong? But anyway, let's carry on there. Love Jackie Chan, by the way. No dissing Jackie Chan. Now that guy, he's an abundance mindset guy. Now, here's the big thing, right? And I said this earlier at the start of the live stream in case you all missed it. I saw this great graphic on LinkedIn yesterday. I should have downloaded it actually, but what I had was basically when you're young, you've got all the time in the world and no money. When you're old, you've got money but no time, right? So what I say to that model is, how can you live life on your old terms? And I heard a very, very dark message from Johnny Depp on this one. So Johnny Depp, it's all over YouTube, it's all over X, but Johnny Depp, love or hate him, I quite like Johnny, delivered a very, very dark message on basically life and death, right? And it very much relates to abundance mindset. Basically saying once you die, pretty much the message is this: after you die, yeah, everyone's going to be sad, but after a few months, everyone carries on, no one cares. So if you spend your life living it for everyone else and not for yourself, and you die, right, which you will sometimes, unfortunately, after a month or two, no one cares. You're all forgotten. Okay. So with that said, I'm not saying be reckless and do crazy stuff, but you need to live life for you. And oh my God, we got Jonesy King with us. Jonesy King, I see you in the comments. Jonesy's absolutely amazing. So we've got Jonesy King coming in, and Jonesy King makes a great point. If you haven't connected with Jonesy King, please do. We love you, Jonesy King. Next time, Jonesy, we'll have to get you in as one of our panelists. So Jonesy King, please connect with her, one of our great friends. She is one of our panelists. We'll get you next time as a panelist, my friend. We'd love to talk to you more about it. Jonesy King, I can see her there interacting now. Now, you got time and money, right? Time and money. So here's my big thing. You want to live life on your terms. You don't want to spend your whole life living for someone else and then you make all the money and become successful and you're out of time. This is my big advice to you. This is the question I want to ask you. And I'm asking this rhetorically. You're welcome to ask me now, answer it now. But I want to say this to you, winners, absolutely rhetorically, right? Absolutely rhetorically. What can you do right now? Why am I saying American? I lived in Missouri for a short while at work project. What can you do right now to absolutely create life on your terms? What can you do? Is that ending a relationship? Is that starting a relationship? Is that ending a business? Is that starting a business? Is that going for a new job? Is that, in my case, is that going to the gym and eating less, which has been my thing lately? Business good, focusing on I've neglected my health a lot. I know I've done it, but I'm feeling good picking it up. And we got Marcello with us. Good seeing you, Marcello. Hashtag Team Life. We love you, Marcello. You are a powerful man. Thumbs up to you, Marcello. Good seeing you. It's funny, actually. This live stream to me is complete abundance mindset. It's just been me and Christina, mostly me. But I've stuck around, and now all the winners are coming in. It's a bit of a lesson there, bit of a visual metaphor there, isn't it? You don't know when your success is going to come. Sometimes you just got to keep it for a long time. But here's a big thing. And this is sort of, we'll finish up the next 5 minutes, but here's one of the key things I sort of want to close with your winners on. And I want to really get you thinking. Think of all the different areas of your life. And I can't tell you what that, they are. Spirituality, relationships, life, money, health, family, and all that. Think of the areas in your life and think of the ones that you're not happy with. What are you not happy with? I'm not happy with my health. My fitness is good, but I'm not completely happy with my health right now. And so right now I'm really focusing on that, keeping everything else going. Think of an area in your life that you're not really happy with. What can you do about it? What can you do about it? And here's a good exercise. If you're saying, shit, Ed, I don't know what to do. Ed, I don't know the answers. Oh, great seeing you, Marcello. Always a pleasure. Marcello, thanks, brother, to you, Marcello. Good seeing you. If you come in, like, share, comment. We're going to finish up soon. The Boss Ladies Summit has been a 1-hour power session with Edward Zier, co-starring a bit of Christina Davey. Christina Davey's got internet trouble. So she actually has an internet technician at her house right now, probably ripping out cabling, ripping out walls, that sort of thing. I had a lot of place I'm living in now, great place, by the way. Lots of internet trouble. It took me 7 visits from Telstra to get it fixed. We got there in the end, but man, it was a whole journey there. But another conversation on time. Now, here's one of the big things. So think of an area of your life you're not happy with: career, finance, business, whatever. Right? Again, let's talk more money here. So it could be your business you're not happy with, could be your job, could just be your overall finances. What you can do is start building ideas. Start building ideas. Heaps of cool things you can do is go to events. You might go to some free meetups in your capital city. We had 130 people join our meetup yesterday in Sydney. So go to events. Go to places where you can meet people. And quite often, and I found the same thing, is that when I go to events, you meet people, and all these different people give you new ideas. Give you new ideas of what you can do. Amazing. You get new ideas. The other thing that I absolutely love, my amazing friends, the other thing that I absolutely love is, let's say I can't go to events, I'm too busy, great. LinkedIn Learning is amazing. You jump into LinkedIn Learning, type in, or just forget LinkedIn Learning for the moment, but LinkedIn Learning is amazing. Just type any topic into LinkedIn. Say money mindset, for argument's sake. Type in financial empowerment, which is the title of this live stream. Type in abundance mindset. Type that in. And you will see so much information come up, all these different ideas. Now, I'm not saying that the ideas will be right or wrong. You might think some of them are completely dumb and stupid. But as you start diving into your respective rabbit hole to improve your situation, it gets you thinking, gets you exploring new ideas. It gets you thinking at a deeper and more authentic level. And Jonesy King, we've got to get you in as a panelist next time. We'll have a chat. It's a StreamYard link. We love you, Jonesy King. Thank you, Jonesy King. But Jonesy King says it better than me. Recreate your vision. Yes, to Jonesy King. Recreate your vision. Now, recreating your vision is exactly what we just said. There's time to sit there and stop and say, hang on, this area of my life is not going the way I want. Time to hit the pause key and to stop and think. Now, that reboot can be, and this is the term, I can't believe it, I haven't said this yet, reboot. The term's called reboot. A reboot, be it you have like a PC, right? Be it a minor or a major reboot. A reboot quite often occurs in a part of your life which is not, or your business, whatever, right? So I think it's all connected. It's all a big wobbly bowl of squiggly spaghetti, like Doctor Who says, right? Before Doctor Who went woke, the original Doctor Who, right? Anyway, can't remember the actor's name, but love the guy. I love the guy. I love the original Doctor Who until it went off that woke clip. That's another conversation around the time. So what it basically is that you sit there and you recreate your vision, you recreate your thoughts, and you say, where am I going with this? One thing for me lately, our business has been going great. Thank you for supporting us. For me, health-wise, my health and fitness, fitness actually well, but my overall health hasn't been where I want to be over the past few years. So right now it's under the microscope for me. And it's all about what actions can you take? What can you do and how you can recreate things? We've got a great share from Sean Michael. Sean Michael, great seeing you. Thanks for your support. Great comment here from Sean Michael. Just got my beautiful phone right here. Can't be dirty, needs a clean, but great phone. This is the S24. Can't wait till I get the S25. What's the S24? Can't remember. Sean Michael says this. Dale Carnegie, who, and by the way, Google him. He's actually a lot of stuff on LinkedIn too. Dale Carnegie said, Dale Carnegie said it beautifully. If you're satisfied, this is a great quote, by the way. Great quote. And love your work. And everyone connect with Sean Michael. Sean Michael, you are a great man. But I don't need to tell you that. Here's a great quote from Dale Carnegie that so relates to abundance mindset, financial empowerment. If you're satisfied with your life, why change? Okay, yeah, fine. If you're winning, who cares? Winning, who cares? But here's the but. Here's the but that I like. This is the but. I always like the buts at the end. There's always a but on stuff. Oh, where is it? If you're not satisfied, why not experiment? Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Because why not experiment? If things aren't working out for you, why not experiment, which is really good. And another great, we got Christina Davy back. We'll get Christina Davy on in half a minute. But I'm just going to quote Sean Michael again. Sean Michael, you are the boss lady bro. Then we go boss lady bros. We're bros. I got it. Lassie's going to love it. We're bros for boss ladies. I'm now an official bro. I am now the leader of the Bro for Boss Ladies. There we go. Sean Michael, I crown thee as an official Bro for Boss Ladies. That's what Sean Michael says. Almost everything will work again if you unplug it for a few minutes, including you. Anne Lenotte. Okay, Anne Lenotte. Don't know that author, but great one. Sounds like she owns a PC. Almost everything will work for you again if you unplug it in for a few minutes, including you. I know how to do it. My health has been right. Now, in the epic conclusion, we've got Christina Davy coming in. Christina Davy, obviously, she had enough. She's now sitting in her car. Did you grab your PC and bash it on? Did you fill up a sink full of water and dump your PC in there and do that to it? Is that what you did?
No, I just told the internet technician that this needs to be solved now. So he's solving it at the moment. But the reason why, I know you only have a few more minutes before this is over, but the reason why I came back is to make a point.
Oh, please.
You know,
Christina, I've spoken enough. Let's get a monologue from you. All over to you, Christina.
Abundance really is about finding another way. You know, whatever was not working for you right now, financially, in your love life, your health-wise, you just gotta find another way. Don't quit. You know, if it's important to you, you just need to find the right guidance. You just need to find someone that knows another way of doing anything. You know, making money, really, it's a skill. Being in a healthy relationship, it's a skill. And um, until we become competent, we got to be willing to practice. So as we practice, we develop that skill. And that includes feeling abundant. So feeling abundant, as we were talking earlier, you know, this morning, and you made a really good point, is about, you know, looking at something in your life and really be grateful for what you have and use that to take you to the next level, whatever what that area in your life is that you got to work on for right now. You know, just take what you're having right now and let it take you to the next level, financially, love-wise, health-wise, fitness-wise, whatever what that is. And that's why I came back to just say, this has been a really good, empowering um, uh, stream for me, because I was just about to quit to come back. I was like, oh, this internet is too frustrating and it's too much. I'm pissed off. I want to yell at someone. And then I was like, how abundant am right now,
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of it for me. Never give up for what's important to you. Find another way or find someone to help you out, because it's a matter of practice and becoming competent and familiar. That's all.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. And one of the biggest things that I find amazing, and this is hard for me. I'm an Arab guy with a big chip on my shoulder and a bigger ego to boot, right? No one likes admitting they're wrong. No one I don't like sitting there saying, "Hey, I haven't done a great job of managing my health." No one likes to admit they haven't done the best job everywhere. And I say to everyone, and again, I'm a guy with a big ego. What do you think of this one, Christina? It's so good to sit there. There's nothing wrong with saying this part of my life is not where I want it to be. There's nothing wrong with that. And so my question for you is, because we're both two headstrong people, Christina, um, to people with massive egos like you and me who don't like admitting something's wrong, what do you say to people with massive egos like us that it's okay to be wrong and admit something's not working out?
There's power in vulnerability.
Mm.
And in my membership, Dating and Loving It, we spoke about this week.
Okay.
I think we have it's okay to admit where we are at, and admit that there's an area of improvement. And I think
Mm.
when we own it, it gives us the freedom and the emotions that are the foundation of taking the decision to do something about it. Is this making sense?
Oh,
So
no,
if
good time.
yeah, so if I am not in a relationship, but I would like to be in one, but I'm scared, just just own it. I'm scared. I want to do this, but I'm scared.
Yeah.
If you don't have money and you want more money, then admit, well, I don't really know how to manage my money, or I don't really know. Be vulnerable with yourself. Be
Mm.
honest with yourself. It's not, this is an area I need to focus right now, for me to have some progress. This is an area that I got to give it all if I want to see a difference.
Oh,
So
oh,
that's
and
how I
just
look at
jumping
it.
in. Speaking of money and owning it, we've had the amazing Ruth Ashford chime in towards the end. Big wave to Ruth Ashford. Ruth's a great friend of ours. You've been connected with Ruth already. Ruth is the avatar of resilience. In fact, Ruth actually has done this photo of her. I think Ruth is probably half the woman she used to be in terms of personality wise. She's 10 times a woman, but physically she's half the woman of what she used to be. So congratulations. And Ruth Ashford, who we love, made a great point right here. Being scared is I think being scared is a big motivation. I think being ashamed, being scared, admitting things aren't working out for you can be a big motivation. And there we go. And
So
so I think, please.
I think the biggest thing for someone with a big ego, or someone who has, a certain identity, it will be to really admit that this is an area of improvement. And I
Mm.
think we need to do that. And you do it so well, like you talk about your fitness, which is an area
Mm.
that you want to focus on. And you're like, well, I slack lately, and I'm gonna be doing this. I'm gonna be focusing on it. And I think when we are being honest and vulnerable with ourselves, then we can also start to be vulnerable and honest with others, and that's how we're going to find the help, and the knowledge. There's always someone that knows more than us in one area, so being vulnerable to admit that, I think it can take us there.
Oh, well said. Well said. And I'm going to say it's been a great Boss Lady Summit. This has been the two of us. We are the panel. There we go. So in fact, it's not us. You guys watching, Ruth, Felisa, Jonesy, Marcelo. We are the panel. So we are the panel. Just before we go, can we just get some closing thoughts from you? So before we finish up, what are your closing thoughts, Christina? Davey, we'd love to hear it.
We create abundance within ourselves. We got to be careful what we really telling ourselves, and we can all, myself, I know lately it hasn't been easy. I'm moving to a brand new area. I broke up.
Yeah.
I had to stop and restart the business. So it doesn't matter where you are. What you're telling yourself is what's going to create your reality, and abundance is connected to that. How abundant you feel, it's based on what you're telling yourself every single day, every single moment. So just be mindful of what hypnotizing yourself with every day.
I love it. And just adding to that, my grandmother, my great grandmother, is a Russian Jew, right? That heritage. And there's a bit of Slavic in me, like yourself, a little bit of Slavic in me. There you go. And
What a combination! Wow.
there we go. So all the Arab and Jewness is just too much, right? It's like it's like oil and water, right? But actually,
This is what makes you so interesting, though.
Oh, there you go. I am a walking hypocrisy, is all I can say. I'm a walking hypocrisy. But there's this up there, and to my Russian listeners, I'm really sorry. I'm gonna just to Oksana and all our Russian friends. I'm sorry for murdering the Russian language, but sounds better in Russian. But there's a saying in Russian which basically goes is you can't measure who a person is when they're without power. A true measure of a person is give them power and see what they do, right? It's the opposite.
Wow, I love that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love that. That's really good, actually. Yeah,
So
I'll take note of it.
give someone power and you will see who they really are, right? Who they really are. And the thing that I find amazing about you, Christina, is I've seen you kicking butt. I've seen you getting your butt kicked, and you just continually deliver abundance mindset. So I just want to say, keep up the whatever you put in your coffee every morning, Christina Davey. I need some. That's all I can say.
Well, thank you so much for being such a good support to me and my business. You and Lassie are phenomenal, and I just want to give you a big shout out because whoever is not, in your community, in your entourage, they're missing out. And thank you so much for all the support and everything that you do for us.
Oh, thank you. And so, friends, we're going to finish up there. So again, this is Lassie's Boss Ladies, and I just came up with a new term. We're called Bros for Boss Ladies. So I'm the world's first Bros for Boss Lady. So I'm going to start a new Bros for Boss Lady club. There we go. So I'm number one, Bros for Boss Ladies, which is good. Way better than white guys for Kamala. Let's stay out of that now. Let's stay out of politics. Bros for Boss Ladies. But I just want to say thank you for joining our panel. Thank you for all your contributions. Whether we get 10 of us or you just get Christina and I, it doesn't matter. We're here together to share great ideas. So friends, thank you so much. Christina, I hope you have an amazing day, and thank you again for your time. Good luck with your internet. I hope you get it back online.
Thank you. Thanks. Thank you.
Stay awesome, friends. Have a great long weekend. Bless your amazing hearts, and thank you again.